Hey guys, okay, bits and pieces have arrived. So the mounting posts for the bridge and the tailpiece. Tailpiece came with its own mounting studs, so I have multiple sets of those now. Anyway, so the next thing is fitting or locating the position of the bridge. And essentially the way you do that, for any of you folks who haven't done it before, is you measure from the nut. Let me see if I can show you. So the nut is actually removed. This guitar, the measuring tape hangs on the back here. So from the nut to the 12th fret, which is this one right here, you have effectively 12 5/16 inches. This guitar is Japanese. I didn't know if it'd be done in metric or imperial, but it seems like it's certainly for the fretboard it's done in imperial. So the theoretical location of the bridge is twice the distance from the nut to the 12th fret. However, you have to make some slight offsets for the deflection of the strings and the thickness of the strings and so on, for the bass side being thicker than the treble and so on. And you can find online in places like StuMac online calculators that will tell you for all the different types of bridge that you would fit exactly what the distance should be. So in my case it turns out that it's 24.69 to the center of this hole right here on the treble side, and then you add between a 1/16 of an eighth of an inch on the bass side. So now if this wasn't like a scratch build, if I had an official design this is working off, what I would do next is just drill two little locator holes here and then do the same for the mounting of the end here, and then I would finish the body, all the sanding and the filling. I probably drilled the locating holes for the pickup covers as well, but then you would do the finishing of the body before you do the final fitting of all the bits and pieces. Can't really do that here, I don't think. I need to fit all this stuff up and put the strings on and make sure that it's all working okay. Then I can carry on with the body. The problem is when you press fit these bushings into the body, you can't really take them back out again. And so you have to finish the body without doing any more damage to these little studs once they're fitted. So yeah, at least that's the plan right now. Okay, so I've drilled the first mounting hole for the studs for the bridge here, and so that'll be a press fit in there. Now one thing that's quite important that I remember in one of my very early builds, is all of the strings and the bridge and everything has to be grounded. Otherwise you get these phenomenal effects, like when you're not touching the strings or any of the metalwork, you have hum coming through the amp, and then when you touch them it goes away. It's also a bit of a safety problem if none of that stuff is earthed. So what you have to do, or in this case you have to basically drill a hole through here to come out into this, where this post is, and then you stick an earth wire through here touching this post, and then it runs off back into the cavity, or off back into the cavity, and it's soldered to ground. So to do that, I stuck the extension on the Dremel to give me the low angle, and yeah, you just about make it happen. And of course, how you do that is different depending on what type of bridge you're putting on there. But yeah, it's pretty important that all that stuff is grounded, for all sorts of good reasons. Okay, the reason I did one hole and not both together is, again, at another build I was doing a long time ago, I measured the distance between the two holes, and I measured the distance across, straight across here, and then I came back like an eighth of an inch, and I drilled the one on the base side. And so of course, because I'd gone, if you like, two sides of a triangle, the distance between the holes was now longer than it should have been, and because the tolerances here are so close, I could not get the damn bridge to sit down on top of the posts, and so I had to plug it with a dowel and move it in about a 32nd of an inch. Aggravation that you don't need. So really what you need to do is stick a compass here and rotate it around because it's on a circle. So we'll get it right this time. Okay guys, I think I'm going to take a chance that the action and height and everything will be okay, because once you force fit these down into the body, you have these nice gold collars sticking out over the top, and sanding and everything is just a nightmare if you're trying to not damage them. So I think I will stop off here, put these away, and we'll get on to the job of filling in the wood and sanding and all sorts of things. Okay guys, final positions for the bridge and tailplate mounting. Actually, I wasn't happy with this. This hole was off by about maybe a 64th of an inch, well less than a mil. So I don't know if you can see, but I did actually plug it and move the hole over like a 64th of an inch, and I'm happier with that. Before I get into the hours and days of filling and sanding, I thought I'd have a go at putting a relief on the edge here, a little bit like on the other side. If you've ever seen, they do this with basically a router bit for panel cutting, which I don't have. So this I did by hand with a spoke shave and a couple of files and stuff and lots of sandpaper. So I think it's good enough. I might need to do a little bit more blending here to get it into the original. This original groove was here. It stopped about here. But yeah, then it's filler, grain filler, sanding. Actually, the wood is not as bad as I thought it was quality-wise. It would just seem like when this was cut in the factory, the tools weren't as sharp as they should be. So a lot of it is quite rough, but it sands out quite nicely. So right, hours and days of sanding. Back sometime later.